Ministry of Home Affairs permits examination by universities and institutions. Final semester examination in universities and colleges to be held at the end of September 2020. UGC revises its guidelines. World Bank and Government of India sign a $750 million agreement for emergency response program for MSME. Finance Ministry says emergency response program will provide increased financial support to the MSMEs that have borne the impact of COVID crisis. US military strategist Edward Luttwak speaks exclusively to DD India, praises Prime Minister Narendra Modi's border infrastructure development push, also praises infrastructure work ramping up in Ladakh and other areas along the LAC and changing the balance of power. Recovery rate from COVID-19 in India rises above 61%. With over 4,39,000 recoveries of patients. Active cases rise to 2,59,000 with 20,160 fatalities. A central team deputed by Union Health Minister to visit Bengaluru today and review the COVID crisis in the state. Global tally of confirmed cases of COVID-19 nears 1 crore 15 lakh with over 5,36,000 fatalities. US remains the hardest hit with over 29,31,000 cases and about 1,30,000 deaths. Good morning. Welcome to English News. I am Anil Thomas. Now for the stories in detail. Ministry of Home Affairs has permitted conduct of examinations by universities and institutions. The final term examinations are to be compulsorily conducted as per the UGC guidelines on examinations and academic calendar for the universities and as per the standard operating procedure approved by the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Minister of Human Resource Development Dr. Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank in a tweet said that the UGC has revisited its earlier guidelines related to university examinations in view of the safety, career progression and placements of the students and the larger interest there. After consulting with the Ministry of Home Affairs and the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, it has been decided that intermediate semester students will be evaluated based on the internal assessment as per the earlier issued guidelines. Evaluation of the terminal semester students will be done through examinations in the month of July. Now their examinations will be conducted by the end of September 2020, following the guidelines laid down by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare for COVID-19. In an exclusive interview to DD India, the US military strategist Edward Luttwak has praised Prime Minister Narendra Modi's border infrastructure development push. Let's listen in.
Mr. Modi is focused on infrastructure. I mean, I'm not a pro-Modi person. I'm not an anti-Modi person. But his focus on infrastructure is very real. India has allies. China does not have allies, only Cambodia, because the Cambodians are squeezed by the Vietnamese. And the other ally it has is Pakistan. Since we've had Pakistan as an ally, I can tell you that having an ally like Pakistan is borderline.
The US military strategist also praised infrastructure work ramping up in Ladakh and other areas along the LAC and changing the balance of power.
The expansionist pressure, in general, is not a tactical thing. It has a tactical expression, in some specific place. And as we all know, one part of the story is that finally, India is providing infrastructure in those areas and quite changing the balance of power.
You can watch this full exclusive interview at 8 p.m. on DD India and 10 p.m. on DD News. Moving on, a terrorist has been gunned down in an ongoing encounter between terrorists and security forces in Gusu area of South Kashmir's Pulwama district. An army officer and a cop have also been injured. Both of them have been moved to a nearby hospital for the treatment. According to the reports, a joint team of police and Army's 53RR conducted a cordon and search operation in Gusu. As the joint team encircled the suspected spot, the hiding militants fired upon them. The fire was retaliated by a joint team, triggering off an encounter. Well, time now to take a look at the latest COVID-19 updates from across the country. Due to collective and focused efforts for containment and management of COVID-19 by the centre along with the states and union territories, 4,39,947 people have recovered so far. The recovery rate has reached 63.13%. As per the latest update, 2,59,557 cases have been reported and the total deaths stand at 20,160. A look at Delhi's COVID-19 tally on Monday that breached the 1 lakh mark as the city recorded 1,379 fresh COVID positive cases, while the death toll mounted to 3,150. A central team deputed by the Union Health Ministry will visit Bengaluru today and review the COVID-19 situation in the state. The central team is part of the teams which are deployed to visit the 5 mega cities to review the public health measures being undertaken for COVID-19, which has been spreading rapidly in some metro cities. The central teams are being deputed to provide technical support and handhold the state health departments to review public health measures being undertaken for COVID-19. Bengaluru has witnessed a spurt in number of positive cases in the last few days. The state government has been taking all measures to contain the spread of the virus and also implemented a 33-hour lockdown, total lockdown across the state, which was a huge success as citizens unmindful of the hardships adhered to the strict implementation. The central teams are expected to submit their daily reports of activities undertaken by the state health department to the centre. Well, for more on the story, Aisha Khan, my correspondent, joining us. Aisha, the central team is there in Karnataka. What's the latest there when it comes to the central team, working in close coordination with the state medical department?
Well, Anil, the central team has reached Bangalore yesterday, and they have reviewed the COVID-19 strategies that the government has implemented in the state. And also the fact that Karnataka has been in the forefront and also ahead in adopting strategies to contain the spread of the virus. The 5T model adopted by Karnataka, which is tracking, treating, testing, technology and treatment. So these 5T model has been in the focus, and the central government had appreciated the state government also recently. But the recent spurt in cases in the state has led to concern. Even the state government has stepped up and ramped up the medical infrastructure in the state. So now the central team will review the situation related to COVID-19 and the way Karnataka government is grappling with the situation due to the rising cases. And this is one reason that Karnataka, the cases have gone up, is that the Karnataka government has increased the testing, almost 15,000 per day and up to 20,000 per day. So this is the result of the spurt in cases we are seeing here. Though Bangalore reported 2-digit positive cases till recently, till last week, and now we are reporting 4 digits. That is, it has crossed 1,000 per day. And now Karnataka government is taking all measures to see to that the numbers are controlled and the disease do not spread. But the good thing is that the Karnataka government says that they have managed to control the mortality rate, that is just 1.6% in the state, which the government feels satisfied that they have managed it very well. And the recovery rate in Karnataka is also almost on lines with the recovery rate across the country, that is the national recovery rate with regard to COVID-19. So Karnataka government is taking all measures, and it is not only boosting medical infrastructure but also keeping the morale high of the doctors, the medical staff, and the students, the medical students who are joining the COVID-19 services. The government has even gone to the extent of considering a risk hike allowance for those corona warriors, and also asking the students, the medical students, the PT students to join the COVID-19 service. And the government is even considering giving them 5% grace marks in the NEET entrance exam. So in this way, the government is taking all measures, and a strict lockdown which the government implemented last Sunday, 33-hour lockdown, also resulted in seeing about 85 cases less when the report, when the fresh bulletin came last night. So now the central team will review all this, and the team will also assess if the government, if the state government needs any central help, and will the strategy be revised, and the central team will also share the containment strategies that the government should follow, and a report will be submitted by the state government to the center.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Thank you, and appreciate you joining us this morning with those updates. And you take good care of yourself while we come back to you for more updates on that story. Moving on, the World Bank and the central government has signed an agreement worth $750 million to boost the flow of finance to micro, small and medium enterprises, that's MSMEs, amid the COVID-19 crisis. Finance Ministry in a statement said that this agreement is for the MSME Emergency Response Program, which will provide increased financial support to the MSMEs that have borne the impact of the coronavirus crisis in the past few months. World Bank said in a statement that the World Bank's MSME Emergency Response Program will address the immediate liquidity and credit needs of 1.5 million viable MSMEs to help them withstand the impact of the current shock and protect millions of jobs. This is the first step among a broader set of reforms that are needed to propel the MSME sector over time. Moving on, in an effort to improve the quality of roads, the National Highway Authority of India, that's NHAI, has decided to undertake performance assessment and ranking of the highways in the country. The assessment, audit and ranking of national highways is aimed at improving the quality of highways. This move will provide a higher level of service to highway commuters. The assessment parameters are based on different international practices, while the criteria for assessment has been broadly categorized on the basis of highway efficiency, highway safety and user services. On the basis of assessment, the authority will decide on the level of intervention required to enhance the overall service quality. Important parameters like access control, time taken at toll plaza, accident rate, availability of trained, advanced traffic management system, wayside amenities will also be considered during an assessment. The process of the ranking will bring out operational efficiency and ensure high quality maintenance of roads on highways. BMC has launched a robotic trolley to reach out to persons recovering in Podar Hospital from COVID with food and medicines. State Minister Aditya Thackeray, while sharing this information, said that this will help us further reduce the contact of COVID positive persons with healthcare staff. Thackeray said that this robot will help us further reduce the quantity of PPEs used during activities such as food distribution in COVID wards. He stressed on the need of technology and innovation as they are something we are relied on. The confirmed cases continue to spike worldwide, with the cumulative figures now rising over 1 crore 15 lakhs and over 5 lakh 37,000 fatalities. United States continues to remain the worst hit with 29 lakh 34,000 cases and over 1 lakh 30,248 being reported. Deaths being reported from United States of America, followed by Brazil, that's got over 16 lakh 23,000 cases being reported and over 65,000 deaths being reported from Brazil. People, meanwhile, went about their daily routines in Mexico City on Monday as stores in the capital reopened even after Mexico overtook France's or the French tally to become the country with the fifth highest number of coronavirus deaths over the weekend. Shops opened their doors as security guards stood at entrances armed with disinfecting gel and thermometers to scan shoppers before entering. Most but not all locals were wearing face masks. Mexican health authorities reported a total of 261,750 confirmed cases and over 31,000 fatalities. Deputy Health Minister has repeatedly said that the actual number of both infections and associated death is probably significantly higher. As the world is now dealing to heal and repair the losses caused by the pandemic COVID-19, France has also created 3 beefed-up ministries for finance, social affairs and environment in response to the shockwaves jolting the economy. Bruno Le Maire will stay at the helm of a finance ministry, while Elizabeth Borne will take charge of an enhanced labor and social affairs ministry. Former Green Party politician Barbara Pompil will run a dedicated environment ministry. Christophe Castaner will take charge as the Interior Minister to head police, while Gabriel Attal will serve as the government's spokesperson. The reshuffle came in the wake of local elections in which Emmanuel Macron's party suffered backlash in major cities like Lyon, Bordeaux and Strasbourg. Moving to South America's Peru, Peru's Congress voted to eliminate parliamentary immunity under pressure from Peruvian President Martin Vizcarra. The politically divided unicameral legislature eliminated the presidential and other public officials' immunity in a vote approved 110 to 13. Prior to Sunday's vote, President Vizcarra had threatened to bring the reform to a referendum vote in 2021. Peru jumped past the 3 lakh confirmed cases of COVID-19 mark, the 5th highest in the world, as it slowly reopened. Russia's world-renowned tetracover gallery opened on Monday with the new exhibition Not Forever as lockdown measures were lifted. The exhibition is centered around the period of Soviet life known as the era of stagnation, when the country was ruled by Leonid Brezhnev. The tetracover gallery has been closed to visitors since April as part of the measures to fight the spread of COVID-19. Russia is the world's 4th most affected country after recording over 6,86,000 cases and over 10,000 deaths due to COVID-19. Huge pile of smoke engulfed northwest Turkey's Gallipoli Peninsula as wildfire raged up in the region. Hundreds of firefighters and helicopters were pressed into service to douse the fire. Maritime traffic in that particular Çanakkale Strait was being suspended due to the blaze. Dwellers in surrounding areas were being asked to evacuate, and no casualty has been reported so far in that particular area in Turkey. Moving to sports, Matic has signed a new contract with Manchester United to keep him at the club until June 2023. The 31-year-old Serbian midfielder joined United from Chelsea in 2017 and has made 114 appearances in all competitions for the Red Devils. Matic has also attracted interest from Italy and Major League Soccer in the United States, but always made it clear that his first choice was to stay at Old Trafford. Matic looked to have fallen out of favour this season, with new manager Solskjaer preferring Scott McIntoy and Fred for the defensive midfield berth. But the arrival of Bruno Fernandes and the return of fitness of Paul Pogba has altered the dynamic in the team. Matic is currently first choice to anchor the midfield and has produced some of his best form of late. United, on a 16-game unbeaten run in all competitions, are 5th in the Premier League table, 2 points behind 4th-placed Chelsea. In English Premier League action, Tottenham Hotspur reignited their European ambitions with a 1-0 win over Everton. Michael Keane's first-half own goal gave Spurs a much-needed 3 points that put them to 8th in the Premier League standing and back in the Europa League race. But tensions were high as goalkeeper Lloris and Song Heung-min were involved in a heated exchange, and they had to be separated by teammates. With this win, Tottenham boss Jose Mourinho has become the 5th manager to reach 200 Premier League victories. Well, the hope for a return of professional sports in North America took a hit on Monday. 2 teams of National Basketball Association, that's NBA, Milwaukee Bucks and Sacramento Kings closed their practice facilities due to positive COVID-19 tests. Teams across the leagues are expected to travel to Orlando in Florida this week to restart the season, which was abruptly suspended in March due to the COVID-19 outbreak. A member of the NBA team, Sacramento Kings, traveling party to Orlando also tested positive, prompting the closure of the team's practice center. The NBA said last week a total of 25 players and 10 staff members had tested positive for COVID-19 since June 23rd, when testing began. The National Hockey League, that's NHL, also confirmed 9 new cases of COVID-19 on Monday, including 8 from players who reported to team facilities for phase 2 of activities. Former Indian captain Mahendra Singh Dhoni celebrated his 39th birthday today. The wicketkeeper batsman, who is regarded as one of the most successful captains of Indian cricket team. Dhoni has played 90 test matches in which he scored 4,876 runs at an average of 38.09. He has also played 350 ODIs in which he has scored 10,773 runs at an average of 50.57. Under his captaincy, India won the top prize in all formats. Aside from his batting and captaincy record, Dhoni also has been one of the best wicket keepers. No wonder fans on social media call DRS as Dhoni review system. His achievements were also celebrated on the silver screen with a biographical film titled MS Dhoni, The Untold Story, which was released in 2016. Well, that's all we have time for in this edition of news. But remember to follow social distancing norms because we need to see a better tomorrow. Thanks for watching.